So this past Christmas, we got Luke a toy that you and I also had as kids.
Okay, I'm excited to hear what it is.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love it. Are you ready? Because I think it is a toy that almost everyone our age at one point owned, and it is effectively the exact same today as it ever was, but it is just as much fun. It is the toy Bop It.
No way.
Oh yeah,
Bop it.
Bop It,
Pull it.
twist it.
Is it? Did you get him like the that Bop It, or the one that's more shaped like a steering wheel that has like the flick it?
Okay, yeah. So
Chuck it.
If you don't know what Bop It is,
Burn it.
yeah, burn it. Yeah. If you don't know what Bop It is, when we were kids, it was basically this stick-shaped toy that had like a baseball, like a bulbous end to it, and you would hold the stick part, and there was this big purple button on it that said Bop It.
Yep.
And then on one end there was a little like twisty dial thing, and you would twist it, and there was a lever at one end that you would pull.
Yep.
And the whole game is just reaction time, right? Like the game will say you're holding it, and it'll say either bop it, twist it, or pull it in a completely random order. Only 3 options. And every time you successfully do it, you have less time to react for the next prompt.
Right.
So, bop it, pull it, whoop, this is like endlessly fun to try and just get like the high score. Who can do it the longest or whatever.
So, okay, that was going to be my question about it, because I feel like the thing that I always disliked about Bop It as a kid is that you were basically starting a game that ended in failure.
Yeah, it's a high score game.
It's a high score game,
yeah.
But there is no place where the score is kept, nor does it like have a readout or display for like, hey, you successfully did like 135.
Okay, so the modern Bop It, over time, I remember there was a Christmas like years later when we were at our grandparents' house, and our younger cousins, Molly and Hadley, had received a Bop It toy, but it was a much different kind of Bop It than I remembered.
Okay.
Like it had Bop It, pull it, twist it, but then it had like 2 extra levers for like flick it or like hammer it, or there was like a bunch of extra things on there you might be prompted to do by the machine, as well as like accelerometer like motions it might ask you to do.
Yes.
Like it wasn't just like, you might have to like literally like flick it in your hand, or I think one was like, wave or like comb your hair or something. And you had to like make the motion around your body or like hammer something. And it was like, this is too much. This is not Bop It to me anymore. Like, okay, I get it.
You've complicated it
You've
too much.
overcomplicated Bop It. Bop It is 3 things. It is Bop It, twist it, pull it. That's it. Don't overdo it, Bop It. So when we were buying Luke his version of Bop It, I wanted to make sure that we didn't have any of the other weird, non-necessary things.
You could not sound more like a grandpa right now.
No, Ben, believe you me, Bop It obviously read the reviews and was like, okay, look, we've updated the shape, but we've scaled it back to just twist it, pull it, Bop It.
Okay.
And so that's what we have for Luke now. So it's a different shape than when we were kids. It's not like the stick.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like it like was vomited out by the 90s with its like Technicolor, teal, yellow, black, purple.
Hey, it was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous.
A gorgeous piece of machinery.
No doubt.
I dare say they don't make them like they used to.
They don't. I would, if I could buy the old stick one, I would, but I couldn't find it. So if anyone has an old Bop It that still works, they want to send it. It is updated so that now after, like when you play it, it will say like high score 62 or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now the only possible problem with this one is that like Luke wanted me to do it, and of course like I was way better at it than him.
Oh dear.
So now like the high score is basically unattainable to him. Which is unfortunate for him. But like every now and then we'll like find it, and it is like I find that like he'll want to do it, and then he'll be like, you do it, and then it's like when I am doing it, I am genuinely like I'm really trying hard.
Oh no, I can 100% imagine. Yeah.
There's like, to me it's like the magic has not been lost at all. It's like I'm playing it like, no, Luke, hold on, everyone shut up, I am focus right now. We're to pop it, pull it,
Everybody stand back. Stand back.
But I get, no matter who you hand it to, like this, you can like watch the seriousness veil like father. They're like, okay, hold on, I really gotta focus. Like if I hand it to Beth, it's the same way. She'll just be like, you're like your eyes like lose focus as like all I'm doing is listening and moving my hands.
Yes,
it's super fun. Yeah. So anyway, we got Luca Bop It. Do you remember? Do you have any memories with the Bop It?
I do. Okay, so there was. I feel like I owned my Bop It. I may have been the one who originally owned the Bop It of our household.
Yeah.
I can't remember how I came to get it, if it was like a gift or if I purchased it or something. But like, I do remember the commercials. They were like very, ridiculous and over the top, like all 90s kids commercials were. But anyway, we had one, but it came out around the same time as Home Alone 3.
Oh.
Or maybe even like we had it for like a year or something like that, and then Home Alone 3 came out. But like, I remember growing up and not actually like super grabbing onto Home Alone's 1 and 2, but like I really liked remote control cars.
Yeah.
And so Home Alone 3, like the whole premise is basically that the kid has this like very special remote control car that like was swapped at the airport with his neighbor, who pays him for shoveling the sidewalk with this car that she accidentally got.
Yes.
As like, and she's like upset about it. She's like, fine, I'll pay you with this, and she gives him the car. And then he basically ends up using the car the whole time to like, make the bandits crazy because they're trying to specifically get it.
Yeah, because they've hidden some dangerous like microchip inside the car. Which even when I think about that, I'm like, why did they think like an airport scanner finding a computer chip would be like, whoa, pull these guys aside?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I'm not sure, but like the thing is that like when you pulled the shell off and you found this like I feel like they made the computer chip in this movie very akin to like a gold bar.
Yeah.
It was like cool looking. You were like, oh man, like, and so my childhood imagination, I can't remember when we talked about horror movies, if it was last week on the Pop or not.
I think so, because we were talking about The Last of Us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that I had mentioned like for me, like when I get to the end of a horror movie, like it's not like I like survived it and it's like, oh, it's over, thank goodness. It's like I can vividly play the things that's like that scared me or terrified me or like nearly manifest them into existence, like in my dark room as I'm trying to go to bed that night. So it's like once it's over, it's not over for me. And I think that like when I watched this movie, it was just sort of like I had it in my head that like, you know what, it's possible that some of my toys, if they have chips inside of them, could have this special chip attached to it, and
might be that one.
Could be that. And so I think that basically like what I started doing was finding like any toys in the house that we had that would have a computer chip inside of them, including the Bop It. And I basically just took a screwdriver to it and completely took it apart. And I remember I had like a Ziploc bag that I'd like, where I remember having it is at the pool. I remember I brought the Ziploc bag with me to the pool.
Well, computer chips love water.
Naturally. But like, yeah, so I had taken the whole thing apart and you have this really cool looking like green computer chip with all these like little, things on it.
Yeah.
None of which I know what are. Transistors, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I did it like with the telephone and the Bop It and like probably a remote control car just for good measure.
Right.
And I remember just thinking like these things are so cool and nobody ever sees them.
They're like so valuable, probably.
It's like I need to show people that I have these things because maybe one of them has like missile guidance information on it or something, which is I'm pretty sure the one from Home Alone 3 had on it was some type of like crazy military threat thing. Anyway, so yeah, I completely destroyed it, and I think Mom was really upset with me.
Yeah, Mom really liked the Bop It, if I recall.
Yeah,
we could not repair it.
No, definitely not. I absolutely broke it.
Yeah.
But then I had the chip, which felt like even more meaningful. And I feel like it was one of those things where it was like, I know you guys all like the Bop It, but you want to know what I would rather do is have the chip.
Right.
Like, to me, this is cooler than the Bop It.
This is better than playing the game, is having the chip from the game in a Ziploc bag at the pool.
I think you guys are missing
more enjoyment.
Like, what's awesome about this?
Like, I would have bought this just to take it apart and get the chip.
In fact, I go to the store right now and get another one. never even put a battery in it.
Don't even worry about that. Can you imagine if we bought another one and you take it in again? I don't know. I felt like Mom was exceptionally upset with you for this, and it couldn't have been that hard to get a replacement Bop It.
Yeah, I think about stuff like that too sometimes, and maybe it's just how much like the world has changed since we were kids, or even like it would have just seemed ridiculous to go and spend the money again to already get something that we had.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. Like, it'd be the type of thing where I'm like, man, that's a bummer. Like, hang on, let me go on Amazon. We'll get another one.
Yeah.
Which is probably like bad programming on my part. That's how I would just like solve that problem.
That's how I tried to solve, of course, my microwave llama problem. But
it's never not funny.